It would seem Eros approves of your being in his
Yes! It's been a long time since I played Seduce Me! Hey internet, it's Jessica, and welcome to Seduce Me Perfect Service episode. So Micheala surprisingly just graced us with another episode for the Seduce Me series, and I think it's been a really long time since the last one. The last one was the wedding episode, which was... When did that come out? Was that this year or last year? I don't even remember. It's been a while. So, it's been a while since we've seen our demon incubi boyfriends. So, this one is about, cat cosplay, I think that's what the description said, but it's gonna take place in the Pink Lady's Cafe, because there's like an event there. So I'm taking a wild guess and saying like all the boys are gonna be dressed up as cats. So we'll see what happens. But before we begin, if you guys would like to get the game yourself, you can do so in the description. You can download it there. Please check out Micheala's stuff. She is an amazing person and she is a good friend of mine and I love her so much and she deserves everything, all the love in the world, I swear to God. She makes amazing games, so if you haven't checked out her other work, I highly recommend you do. If you're into horror, she's made some horror games as well, which are really great, have a great story, and her upcoming game is going to be coming out, you know, very soon. She's working on it, so if you want to support her, go check out her stuff in the link in the description as well. And also, if you haven't seen any of my Let's Plays for whatever reason for the Seduce Me series, I'll have a playlist to Seduce Me 1, 2, the other episodes and stuff like that. Alright! So, let's begin.
Did you hear about the Cosplay Cat event at the Pink Lady Cafe happening tomorrow?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I've never been to one. Do you plan on going?
It's apparently for a good cause, so it'll totally be worth it.
That's good. If it's going for charity, you know. Okay, if I'm being real honest right now, I'm not really into the whole cat persona thing. I'm not saying it's like furry stuff, because I know like not everything is like categorized under like furries, right? I'm not trying to say that, and also I'm not shaming anyone who's into that as well, because I know a lot of people make fun of people who are. Just not my kind of thing, but if they look cute, whatever.
Of course it'll be worth it. The Pink Lady Cafe makes the best drinks and pastries.
Ooh, I couldn't believe what I was hearing and seeing. A cosplay cat cafe event at the Pink Lady Cafe? Okay, let's see what it says. The Perfect Service event at the Pink Lady Cafe this Friday. Cosplay, cute food, and cats. Are there actual cats, or are they just people dressed up as cats? Naomi, who worked at the cafe in question, hadn't even told me about it, and she was one of my best friends. Even before she started working there, she and I had always frequented the Pink Lady Cafe for fun and a relaxing cup of coffee. Despite the slight betrayal I felt, I decided to text her. I quickly signed into my messenger. What's your name? Okay, let me put my name. There we go. Naomi.
Hey, what's up?
Why does she sound so echoey? I heard there's an event happening in the Pink Lady Cafe tomorrow?
Yeah, the Perfect Service event.
Wait, the what now?
Hold on, let me call you.
Moment later, my phone began to buzz, ushering me to answer quickly, knowing exactly who it is. Explain, please.
Okay, so Kay wanted to do something special at the cafe this month, and since a new cat rescue showed up nearby, we decided to make a special charity event
that's
for
so nice! Okay. Oh, that's really sweet!
Yeah! Half of the sales we make will go towards the rescue.
That's so cool!
And we'll even be hosting some adoptable kittens in case anyone wants to adopt.
Can me and Eric adopt a kitten, please? That's awesome! So, why didn't you tell me about it? Naomi laughed on the other line, despite the seriousness of her best friend's betrayal.
I'm sorry! I've been so busy trying to organize everything that I forgot to let anyone really know about it. Did you find one of the posters for it?
Yeah, it was hanging up by the Taylor Wright High School. I saw it on my way back from the store. But that's cool that you're organizing it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Huh? Hold on, getting another call. From Suzu?
Put her on! I clicked, it was all it took to turn the call into a reunion.
Hey, so what the heck is this about a cat cafe thing at the Pink Lady Cafe?
Hey, Suzu.
Aw, nostalgia!
Got to tell both of you.
Both of us?
Hey, Suzu!
Holy shit, Anderson! Hey! It's been forever.
I wonder what the timeline is after is this after we got married to the boys, or this before, like, we're engaged? Because some of the episodes are, like, bouncing back and forth through the timeline. Yeah, I called Naomi as well about the event.
Thanks for telling us, Patterson.
What is with you and using last names?
Despite this, we share a laugh, happy to hear each other's voices once again. Our lives were so hectic that we barely had time to get together at all. That is true. When you grow up and like you have really close friends but you're all busy at the same time and you can't see it sucks. It sucks. So I go through that with my friends too. Like when we try to hang out with each other and it doesn't happen because somebody's busy. So totally understand that feeling. Who would have thought that the Cat Cafe event would cause us to connect once again?
So this cosplay thing, are you involved?
I'm just organizing it. However, all of our main floor staff had scheduled that day off, so it was hard to figure out how to make it work.
Jeez, that sucks big time.
Yeah. Luckily, Kay made a few phone calls, and we have some volunteers who agreed to help us.
Really? Well, that's pretty damn lucky. Glad everything worked out, huh?
But Naomi, do you plan to be part of the event too?
Oh, does that mean we get to see Kitty Naomi? Wow.
It's like, okay, if anyone hasn't been to like themed cafes, they're like mainly from Japan, but I know there's a lot that are coming into North America. Like I've been to a maid cafe because we have some in my area too. A lot of the times people find them, I guess because like the cultural differences, but like in Japan and Asia in general, it's the norm to have like a themed type of cafe where the waiters or waitresses like dress up as like a certain character. We have like, I know there's like yaoi cafes in Japan, maid cafes, they have cat cafes, not just like people dressing up as cat, they actually have like cat cafes, you pet the cats and stuff like that, but there are people who dress up as that stuff too. When we went to the maid cafe with my friends, some of my friends were a little bit weirded out because they're just like, damn, they're dressed up in maid outfits. In Japan, some go, you take the role-playing level to like seriousness, so they will call the person they're serving, the customer, master. And yeah, if out of context, it looks weird. So like, I can get why like some people are just like, oh god, you're gonna dress up as a cat or something.
Oh, no. I'll be helping the chefs in the back the entire time. Trinity and Quinn need all the help they can get for this event.
That's fair. I'll stop by and check out the event for a bit. If you remember, that's from Michaela's other game, Valentine Panic, if you played that, or seen my Let's Play.
I can't. I'm upset that I can't go. I want to see the cat.
Casino work?
Yeah, stupid meetings and business deals. The works. Anderson, you better have a crap ton of fun for me, alright? And take some pictures of the cat.
I promise, Suzu.
I'll make a reservation for you. I can tell there will be a lot of people coming, so it's best to be prepared.
So I was set. I was going to visit a cat cosplay cafe event. I wonder how patrons were going to be served, since the idea of the cosplay cafe was only popular at anime conventions. That's true. If you take it into normal everyday people, they're going to be like, what the hell is happening? At the same time, I was kind of excited. Going to a cat cafe with people serving us food? That sounded like a wonderful day. A part of me wondered what the servers would look like. Would they wear cat cosplay stuff? I continued my day, imagining the event. I would cuddle and play with cats, be served delicious cafe food and desserts. Be served delicious cafe food and desserts and see adorable cosplay. At the same time, I couldn't bother the boys who lived with me about it. After all, they were incubi. I doubted they knew anything about cosplay cafes, and they all seemed too busy in their own work to really give it much thought. I went to bed dreaming of it. What if she just went to bed in the alleyway? She didn't go home, she just stayed in bed.
Are you sure they were there?
Eric! My babe!
Man, screw your pronoun game, Eric. What are you talking about?
These, Sam, and yes, Eric, they should be suitable.
What the hell?
What is happening?
How do you even use those?
It's really simple.
Oh my god! I'm having so much like nostalgia because I haven't played Seduce Me in so long.
Wow, those look real.
You gotta use those the whole day?
Yes, Sam, it's for a good cause. You know this, or else you wouldn't have volunteered.
It's alright. Sam's just a chicken.
You wanna say that again, you little runt?
That's enough. It's just one day, Sam. It will not hurt to just...
Can I have these?
Huh? Yeah, sure.
Have what? What are we doing? Waking up that morning, I was surprised to find the house completely empty. The incubi I live with usually took their time in leaving the house for work, but I didn't hear any of them in the mansion halls. Even walking down the stairs felt empty. I made my way to the dining room, seeing a small plate of food for me and a note. Please have a nice day. Here is some breakfast for you to get it started. I smiled. They were all so sweet to me still. I checked my phone and noted the time, calculating in my head how long it would take to get to the Pink Lady Cafe and what work I needed to do. Naomi scheduled me for a 12:30 slot, so I should have enough time to clean up the house a bit and find a nice outfit after. With a smile, I began my day, eagerly taking my time to make sure the mansion was clean and my choice of clothing was perfect for playing with cats and eating delicious cafe food. It was a good thing I had a reservation. Holy crap, the line is huge! I tried to squeeze my way through the front doors of the front desk, knowing that my reservation was a privileged ticket in. Hi, my name is Jessica, reserved by Naomi.
Oh, yes, you're right on time. Who would you like to be served by?
Wait, huh? Can you repeat that?
Our tables are separated into sections and are being served by 5 special tomcats
Oh
this
my
afternoon.
god, oh!
We have Mr. Gold, Mr. Sweet, Mr. Tough, Mr. Meow, and Mr. White.
Who the hell is Mr. Meow?
Like to serve you?
Wait. I need to save because I know it's gonna branch out from the different brothers, so let's just go back over here. I was surprised. All male servers? No wonder there were so many women in line staring through the window past the kittens. I shook my head at the thought and said, "Which one is Eric, though? Is it Mr. Sweet? Is this my Eric?" Because Eric has to be first, okay? He's bae. I'll go with Sweet because I think it's Eric. I was led to a booth and given a menu and some cat treats. As I settled into my chair, I noted all the kittens and cats who were wandering around nuzzling people or simply watching the patrons in neutral curiosity. I was greeted by a rather welcoming orange cat. Hearing him release a meow at my presence and nuzzle my hip in approval of my company, I giggled and feed him some treats as I wait for my server.
It would seem Eros approves of your being in his
Yes!
presence, Your Highness.
Huh? No! Oh my god! Sorry. I quickly turned to see Eric, my charming husband, dressed as a server with red cat ears on his head, looking to me as if nothing was amiss. Okay, so this is after we got married to the Incubi brothers. Oh my god! Eric, what are you doing here?
I was asked to volunteer some time here for the event with my brothers, and we all agreed since we knew the owner. However, we didn't expect you to come, Highness.
I pursed my lips at him, a little hurt that he didn't tell me he was working. Then again, I didn't tell him I was coming. I let out a sigh and simply smiled up at him. He looked natural with his cat ears, so much so that I didn't feel surprised to see him on his head for the event. You know, okay, like in all honesty, yeah, I can kind of see Eric being the one to wear like cat ears and stuff. Out of all the brothers, it'd probably be Eric, right? Let me know in the comments, who do you think is the one who would actually wear this non-ironically? Like, who would wear it on a day-to-day basis? I really think it would be Eric. Eric or Matthew. That's who I think. You look handsome, Eric, especially with the ears. Eric smiled and bowed graciously, making me giggle at the obnoxious gesture. He definitely knew how to please the crowd. The customers around us were smiling and giggling at the sight as well.
I always aim to please. Now, how may I serve you?
God help me. I looked away for a moment to look at the menu. There were so many options, I couldn't decide. I'm not sure. What would you recommend?
Well, Your Highness, I would recommend the passionate tea as a perfect beverage today. It's a rooibos tea with a lovely mixture of berry and orange
God
flavors.
damn it, Micheala, that is actually like one of my favorite teas. Passion tea is like fucking amazing. Oh my goodness. Now he's not calling me princess, he's calling me highness. Eric, what are you doing to me? I couldn't help but nod in delight at the description. It sounded perfect indeed for the day. Eros, the cat who was sitting by me, gave me a small meow of approval as well, making me and Eric laugh a bit.
Very well. One passionate tea coming right up.
Why, thank you, husband! Eric bowed and made his way to the kitchen, giving Eros the chance to strut over and curl up onto my lap with a hefty purr. Well, aren't you a charmer? I let my attention be claimed by the cat in my lap, petting him and feeding him cat treats for fun as I waited for my order to be filled. I halfway considered adopting him because of how much he resembled Eric. Then again, 2 Erics in the house? I shook my head with a laugh before looking up to be watching the man on my mind serving everyone in his section with a perfect charm and poise, earning quite a few swooning glances from the patrons. As Eric finally made his way to me, I couldn't help but smile teasingly at him.
Your drink, Highness? Whatever is the matter?
You're quite popular with the patrons, Eric. I have to say, I'm a little jealous. Of course, I meant it as a joke. I knew Eric was forever faithful to me, and I loved him internally. However, it was fun to poke fun at his charm mask when I knew exactly who resided underneath. I chuckled and gave a small rub on Eris's head before sipping my tea, humming in delight at the taste. It was indeed exquisite for the day. What broke me out of my delight stupor was the sound of the patrons around us gasping and squealing in some form of joy or envy, causing me to look away from my teacup in curiosity. Eric, what are you doing? My eyes widened at the sight of Eric, humbled as ever, on his knees beside me and holding out his hand patiently to me.
Highness, there may be many whom I serve today,
Oh my-
but know that I serve you for all of eternity.
Eric, you're so corny, what the hell are you doing? I instantly became flustered at the gesture. Everyone was staring at us and I could hear my heartbeat in my head. Eric!
Please, allow me your hand.
Out of pure instinct, I gently laid my hand on his, wondering what exactly he would do, as if it couldn't make me blush any harder. Eric softly smiled and gently kissed over my knuckles, right against his ring on my finger, as if to seal his love into my skin with his lips. My cheeks were beyond warm, and I felt my heart race as the patrons around me, who whooped and hollered at the sight. Damn it, Eric, why must you do this? Why must I love every bit of it? I couldn't even stop myself from smiling in pride. I had his softly passionate lips on my hand. And passion red lips. Aww. That was cute. Okay, let's take a look at the other boys now. Okay, so we gotta go for my next favorite one, which is Mr. Tsundere, which is Sam, so I'm assuming he's Mr. Tough.
Doofus!
Oh my god, this is gonna be so embarrassing for him. I turned my head at the voice, instantly recognizing it. Huh? Look at Sam! Sam! Oh god! My eyes locked their gaze on Sam, my husband, dressed in a server's outfit with cat ears on his head. I was stunned speechless, opening my mouth to say something but unable to vocalize anything.
You freaking doofus! How did you... Wait. Isn't one of your friends the manager? God damn...
Sam was just as flustered, gripping the menu in his hands in an almost damaging grip as he attempted to form an actual sentence. However, he glared at the walls, his mechanical ears twitching on his head. So, you're Mr. Tough? His server name made Sam turn his gaze back to me, the blush on his face intensifying. A small smile grew on my face at the sight. He was such a stubborn guy, and damn it, I loved him. The cat who sat on me, obviously irritated at the situation, meowed loudly towards Sam, causing him to straighten up and glare at the feline in return.
Oh, shut up, you!
Sam slowly lifted the menu for me to take, trying to regain his composure, at least whatever composure he was supposed to have as a server for a cat cosplay cafe.
Welcome to the Purrfect service event!
Oh god!
What can I get
You can hear Sam dying on the inside as he's saying it! Letting out a chuckle, I took the menu and looked through the options. There were a couple of items with a magic one next to the title, including the option I decided to go with. I think I'll go with the hard emerald tea.
What?
I shot my gaze back at him, seeing his shocked and semi-scared expression at my choice. What? Was it bad? Sam? Sam's lips pursed together, his entire face suddenly as red as a tomato, before letting out an exasperated scream of sigh into the ceiling, which surprisingly made the patrons around us just laugh at the sight.
Are you sure?
I had to see this through. I wanted to know exactly what was wrong with my choice. Yes, Mr. Tough, a hard emerald tea, please. Sam gave us a look that both screamed, "Why must you hurt me?" and "I will get revenge for this later," both making me laugh and shudder internally at the thought. Quickly, Sam walked off to fill my order, leaving me to my imagination. Was there liquor in it? Was it made special? What did the magic wand mean? I fed the cat. I bet it's something really embarrassing for Sam. I can't wait to see this. I fed the cat who sat with me, hearing him purr in appreciation of my gift. Before hearing a clearly embarrassed clearing of a throat beside me, I look over in confusion once again. There, Sam stood with a cup of lovely aromatic green tea. That was fast, but why was he grimacing?
Your tea. It's a specialty, okay? So it requires something special.
Thank you. Sam lowered the tea to the table and held out his hand towards it, making me that much more confused. Oh my god, I think I know what he's doing! What was he doing?
Okay, so hold your hands out and repeat after me.
Michaela!
Feel me on blast, pew pew pew.
Okay, so in some Japanese like themed cafes, they kind of like bless the food. That's kind of like what it is. So if you order a certain thing, the server has to kind of like say like it's kind of like, the best way I can describe it is like saying a spell to like make sure you have a happy meal or something like that. Basically what Sam was doing. Okay, whatever Sam has said, I had to hear louder and clearer. This may have been a death sentence for me, but I was too amused to care. What did you say? I couldn't hear you. Sam glared at me, gritting his teeth. Sam, you're mumbling. What are you saying?
Fucking do the thing with me! Meow meow blast pew pew pew!
He's embarrassed. Poor Sam. In pure aggravation, Sam began to make a cute hand signs at the tea, slipping a middle finger sign at it before letting out a sigh and curling over himself, his arms crossed and his gaze to the ground. Patrons around us laughed quietly, obviously not wanting to ignite his wrath, but I couldn't help but the charlottes that escaped me, making Sam look up at me with gritted teeth. Sam, I love you, you big, adorable dork. And suddenly he was a blushing mess again, trying to be angry with me, but unable to keep a glare on his face for more than a moment.
Damn it, I love you too.
Moments like this made me just beam, and I was lucky to have him in my life every day as my one and only. It was like a hard emerald love, beautiful, a little rough around the edges, but perfect to me. Hard emerald love, yay! Okay, so we did Sam. I think the next one, what was my order of like the brothers again? Was it James after? I can't remember, so I'm gonna go with James is the next boy.
Excuse me.
Ah, James! That voice. Oh my god! Yo, this look right here. Okay, aside from the cat ears and stuff, this look right here, it looks good for James. Can we talk about his outfit right now? It looks good on him. I turned my head to stare in shock to see James in a server's outfit and cat ears looking to me in shock. James, what are you doing here? No way he was a server. He was the CEO of the Anderson Toy Company. What was he doing in the Pink Lady Cafe? Despite this, James gave one of his charming smiles, chuckling softly.
I believe I was about to ask you the same thing, but knowing that you were friends with Naomi, I am not surprised to assume you had a reservation.
I nodded to him in confirmation of his guess. However, I couldn't stop staring at his ears. They flickered suddenly on his head, as if they had actual life, as James stared down at me with a smile. Yeah, I had a reservation. One of the servers here, though? I still couldn't believe it. James nodded in reply.
Yes, I was asked to volunteer today. Being that Kay is an acquaintance, I couldn't say no. So, for today, I am Mr. Gold, Tomcat of the Pink Lady Purrfect service.
Oh my god. With his perfect smile and nod, he placed a glass of water on the table and stood at attention.
Yeah. Is there anything you would like me to fetch for you this afternoon?
What do you recommend? I was flabbergasted, but I didn't want to take up all of his time. He did have to serve other people, after all, in those damn cat ears. James' lips quirked up a little bit, as if he knew that I was awestruck at the sight of him, before he cleared his throat, snapping me out of my fixation on his ears.
Well, since it is lunchtime, I would recommend the Cat Cafe sandwich and some warm amber tea. A perfect black and honeybush tea blend with soft hints of chocolate, vanilla, and cinnamon.
That sounds nice! My mouth watered at the sound. Without a second thought, I nodded. That sounds perfect. I would love that, please. James nodded and bowed from the waist, giving me a perfect view of the ears on his head.
Right away.
We're just gonna like stare. We're not even gonna stare at our husband. We're just gonna be like, check out his ears. Watching him walk away, I was stunned once again by the swaying tail attached to his waist, moving as well as it had life. Oh dear lord. I shifted in my chair, relaxing and trying to calm my surprise. James was being a Tomcat server. It was rather sweet of him to consider it, but I never would have expected him to go all in with it. Then again, it was James. He always excelled at everything thrown at him. That was why I fell in love with him, after all. The cat that sat beside my chair quickly hopped up onto my table and curled itself by the condiments, watching me patiently. I could only smile at him and pet him softly, hearing him purr at my touch. I became distracted as I fed some cat treats and simply ran my fingers over the fur. It made me think, for a moment, of adopting him.
Your tea?
Huh? I looked up to see James carrying a delicious-looking sandwich and presenting me with a wonderfully aromatic tea. Chocolate and vanilla danced in the air into my nostrils, and I was hooked onto it. Just at the sight of him holding out the tea alone, picture perfect. How the hell was this man able to exude confidence in such a cute display? Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Mr. Gold. James gave me a little smirk at the name before placing a tea and sandwich down in front of me.
Is there anything else you'd like from the menu? A dessert, perhaps, for later?
He's like, I'm the dessert later. I quickly looked down at the menu to read everything the cafe had to offer. When nothing came to mind, I shook my head. I'm good for now, thank you. James gave a nod before taking up my hands and kissing the ring that graced my wedding finger, causing a blush to grow across my cheeks. As his lips left the diamond, he locked his knowing and warm gaze onto mine.
As you wish. Please, Ring the bell on your table if you need anything else of me. That also includes if you wish to touch my knee.
Why did he say it so sexually? God damn it! Aw, look at him. He's just serving it up. No, but seriously, this is a good look for James. I'm just saying. And all of a sudden, I began to think of absolutely everything I wanted from this man. Even as a cat, James is absolutely perfect. As he served other customers, I found myself staring. I barely noticed myself purring in approval of him and his amber gaze. Damn it! Warm amber gaze. Ending. Okay. I think Mr. White is Damien? I think. We'll see. Out my voice, a pure white cat trotted its way over and looked up at me, settling it to sit regularly at my feet with a welcoming meow. I naturally cooed at the sight and lowered my hand, letting him sniff and nuzzle it gently. With a smile at his gesture, I gave him some treats. I fed him some treats, hoping that he would stay a while.
Oh, hello.
Damien! Damien is so cute! I looked up at my feline companion and took the sight I did not expect. Oh my god! What the hell? Damien's so cute! Look at him! It's so fitting! Oh my god! Okay. There's the Damien. Dressed in a server's garb, with durable cat ears on his head, holding a menu with a smile. I was stunned at the sight and I couldn't help internally squealing in delight. But why was he serving this event? Damien, what are you doing here? Damien smiled and chuckled a bit, the ears on his head twitching in amusement at my surprise.
Well, I was asked to volunteer my time for the event, and since it was for a good cause, I couldn't say no. So here I am.
Oh, he's so cute.
I hope you don't mind.
Cinnamon roll! Oh, I absolutely did not mind a bit. Oh, no, it's fine. That's very sweet of you to volunteer for an event like this. I was just surprised, you know. Damien nodded and passed the menu to me, standing up straight like a perfect server.
Well then, what would you like to order? I'd like to recommend the Purr White Tea with a rose cake slice.
Oh my god. That sounded so delicious, I didn't want to look at the menu just from the sound of it. That sounds absolutely perfect, Damien. I mean, Mr. White. I'll go with that. Damien nodded and gave me a small bow before walking towards the kitchen to retrieve my order. I practically salivated at the image in my mind of my cake and tea. My thoughts were broken by the meow my feline friend emitted before he bounced up onto the table and curled up into a ball, comfortable in the company he was with. Aww! I couldn't help but pet him, hearing him purr resonate from his body at my petting. I was content with the company I had and was patient in my wait. Only once in a while would the cat lift its head and lick and nuzzle my hand. He even rolled on his back to let me rub his stomach for a brief moment. The thought of adopting him crossed my mind, but I would have to talk to Damien first. Would we even be able to take care of him? I let my thoughts on the matter melt into the back of my mind as I listened to the cat music and simply relaxed.
Your tea and cake?
Oh! I looked away from the cat friend to see Damien holding out a tray of tea and cake, slowly placing them on the table on time. The tea smelled absolutely amazing, and the cake was perfectly aligned to my gluttonous desires. Wow, this looks amazing!
I'm glad. I hope you enjoy it. Huh?
Damien stopped to look over at the table, laying his eyes on the cat curled into a ball in awe. Huh? What is it, Damien? Damien didn't reply, but simply let a warm smile grace his lips at the sight. As if he was awakened by Damien's gaze, the cat stretched up and looked up in curiosity. Like a magnet, the cat slowly walked over to the edge of the table, and Damien stretched his hand out. Both made contact, and the cat nuzzling Damien's fingers affectionately, earning him a soft giggle from Damien. Oh my god, why is this so cute? God! My heart squeezed at the sight. I knew Damien was supposed to be working, but seeing him become entranced made me coo. Look at him! Why is this so cute? Suddenly, the cat jumped into Damien's arms, making him stumble back a bit before settling into the catch. Damien stood in shock for a moment before relaxing and petting the cat in his arms, now serving a new patron.
Wow, this was unexpected.
That was so sweet, though! Damien nodded, not wanting to disrupt the cat in his arms that curled up, and began to sleep peacefully in the arm hammock it was in. I watched and smiled, letting my heart flutter for both the sight of Damien and the cat, the love I felt for the man before me. I hoped that the cat would have pure white dreams, just like I did whenever I was wrapped in Damien's arms. Aww, pure white dreams, that's so cute! Okay, it's time for Matthew now, Mr. Meow. Why, hello there! I gently petted the cat and fed it some treats, patiently waiting for my server, Mr. Meow. It was a cute name, I had to admit.
Oh, hey
Huh? I looked over to become stunned. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm dead. Okay. Matthew, my husband and my best friend in the world, was dressed as a server's outfit with mechanically moving cat ears on his head, both twitching happily. His excited expression made me grin from ear to ear myself. Matthew, what are you doing here?
Well, I was asked to volunteer and stuff, so I just kinda did, you know? Hey, did Naomi get you a reservation, or did you have to wait in that long line?
Naomi reserved for me. I could barely take it. Matthew looked so cute in his outfit and ears that I couldn't help but reach up and pet his head.
Hey, come on. I have a job to do, okay? Now, what can I get for you today? Yeah?
Ah! I cringed a little bit, sorry. I giggled and looked at the menu, reading some of the unique choices and finally nodding at the sound of one of them. The sweet chocolate chai, please? Matthew's face brightened a bit with a blush, but he simply grinned and nodded.
You got it. One perfect sweet chocolate chai. Coming right up.
Matthew bowed slightly before rushing off to the kitchen to get my order. After he left my side, I turned my eyes back to the menu to reread my order. Huh? There's a magic wand next to the name. Wonder what that means. Oh my god, he's gonna do the spell. I lowered the menu and lured the cute cat by the table over with a treat. With a happy purr, he strutted over and nuzzled my hand affectionately, nibbling the treats politely in my hand. Couldn't help but mentally coo at the sight, imagining myself adopting him for a small moment. But then again, I had Simon and Simona, and oh yeah, because they have okay, and who knows what they would do in the new pet. I resigned myself to petting my new friend on the head while I waited for my drink, curious as to what it would taste like.
Here you are. One perfect sweet chocolate chai.
I smiled and turned to see Matthew holding a warm cup of tray for me. He placed it down on the table and lowered the tray onto the floor.
Alright, so this tea is very special, okay? It requires a magical cat spell.
Okay.
Absolutely delicious. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is adorable and out of the blue. I stared, a stunned blush crashing across my cheeks as he held out his hands and curled up like a cat in front of him.
Are you ready? The spell is Meow Meow Blast. Pew pew pew.
Yeah, sure, ready. I held up my hands, left with him, unable to fully believe I was about to do some sort of cute magic spell in the cafe.
Alright. Meow Meow Blast.
Oh my god! He looks like, what is that show called? That anime, Tokyo Mew Mew Power, whatever the frick. Oh my god, what the hell am I looking at? Matthew cutely pawed in the air before making a heart symbol at the T and wiggling his hands to cast a spell. I followed along as best as I could without laughing at myself. To my surprise, the steam rising from the cup twirled around and formed a heart shape in the air before vaporizing it. What?
Ta-da! Meow, it's perfect. I hope you enjoy it.
Michaela, what have you done? God, Matthew was so cute. The smell was totally his doing. I smiled and giggled at him, earning a warm smile in return. Thank you, Matthew. I'm positive I'll enjoy it. Matthew chuckled and rubbed his hair a bit, but his ears twitching in a form of delight at my words. My heart swelled at the sight. I absolutely loved him, and I was sure that this persona of his would stick with us for a while after the event was over. He's too cute to simply forget. For now, he would be Mr. Meow. Soon, though, he would be my Matthew, warmed up in a sweet embrace. Sweet embrace ending! Okay, guys, that comes to the end of this special episode for Perfect Service. I hope you guys enjoyed my playthrough of it. It was adorable. I think the funniest one was Sam, because he had to do the actual freaking magic spell. That was freaking hilarious. But of course, my husband is so perfect and wonderful, and I love him. But yeah, it was very nice to be back in Seduce Me. So I want to give a shout out to Micheala once again for making this episode, even though she does not have to. And you know, all the hard work she has put into these games. So thank you so much. And remember, if you guys want to get the game yourself, there's a link in the description. Also, please check out Micheala's work as well. Or if you want to see all my other Let's Plays for Seduce Me, I'll leave a link to those as well. Please let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this episode. Who was your favorite, cat? I guess. Tomcat service, I guess that's what it's called. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell button. Also, hit the like button if you like this video. And I will be back with more videos and hopefully another episode of Seduce Me, because there's one more left to be made. So, that I will play that for sure. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! What is going on? into my don't get any credit they deserve, so today I'll be talking about 5 awesome video game sidekicks. Number 5. Daxter. Jak and Daxter series. Daxter, the